Hello, one and all. How are you this fine evening? I hope everything finds you well. Seems there's nobody here yet, but that does not matter. Hey, Fearful, how are you? And we are glad you are here too. So yeah, Monday through Friday, I am here at 10. If you, I need to sleep soon. Yeah, you're in jolly old England. Well, over there in the Prince of Wales, in well, maybe not England itself. Well, England, well, or mine. I think you know or mine. So it's like 4 a.m. where you are, I believe. 3 a.m. So I could see how you could deal with a bit of sleep. Yeah, I wasn't sure whether it was 5 or 6. I have another person that comes on here. He's in my Discord though. Kyle the Crusader. He lives over there in England. I'm not sure where though. Like the drawing I'm going to do. Also, I will join your Discord before. I will just join your Discord before I go. Okay, there is a link in the description for the Discord, or do you need me to put the link in the chat? Okay, I don't know why it's invalid, but okay, here, let me get you a new one then. Edit invite link. Never. No limit. Generate link. Copy. And there it is. That is a new one. And sometimes he comes on here too. That guy that I was talking to, Kyle the Crusader, or about, I should say, about. I will edit that link that's in the thing later. I'll create one that's good. Good for all. Not good for nothing. Good for one and all. If you can hear me, fearful, I put it in a new one in the thing, the chat here. Sorry, just no problem. I know what it's like. Then you got a welcome there by fearful Chad Middleton. Yeah, I'm gonna let. Is it all right for me to let the guy that is people know? I was gonna say the guy that is Kyle the Crusader know that he has another Brit in the chat in the Discord with him. I'm taking it. Well, I take it you're British, not Scottish, you know. Hey, Willie. It's going good. Yourself? Let me see. Kyle. Right now he's going by Evan Hotep in there, though. Thank you very much. Yeah, and everybody drop a like. Make sure you're subscribed. We've gone down like over 10 subscribers in the last week. YouTube's hit us hard, it seems. And hello, Eagle. And for anybody that would like to join my Discord, there is a link up in the chat a bit above. There's supposed to be one in the thing, but it is not working properly, so we will have to correct that at some point. It's not the super most active Discord, but some stuff goes there. The links go in there for shows and all that, so it's another way for you not to miss the links for the shows. And hello, Chad. Chad. How are you tonight, Chad? Well, if I could ever get Indiegogo to get my money out of Indiegogo, I might be doing fine. Well, the heat may suck, but it's, well, at least as far as I'm concerned, it's better than the cold. I hate that Indiegogo does not have a number that you can call and, figure stuff out in 5 to 10 minutes or an hour instead of, yeah, let's just go back and forth once a day. Yeah. That gets problem solved really fast. So fast that you can barely even know that you had a problem. Oh, one sec. I exaggerate a lot. I know I have a problem. All too well. Hey! Hey! You might need to look for legal advice or get an attorney. Not something I can afford. Just the major problem is the fact that I don't think anybody knows what the hell they're doing. And I don't even think if I gave them, Dillard's info would help in the least. They got the most pathetic piece of crap way of delivering your money to you that they could figure out how to do it. I swear that. This ACH idea of, yeah, let's do it this way to get them the money. It takes a week to get it to them, 3 or 4 days or whatever. Let's not just, use PayPal or whatever. Put it directly into their damn bank. Like any other person would. And they've only got to have this one way to do it. We can't do it any other freaking way. Hey, Willie, how are you? Art of Reed. Don't mind me complaining about Indiegogo. a little tired of all the shenanigans. Well, they're not really doing shenanigans, except the fact that, they have the least inefficient way to get help from them. Yes, it has. I didn't do well on Kickstarter, but then again, I think everybody who bought for me, and like or 99% of people that bought for me, would buy from me on Kickstarter. And I am seriously thinking going over to Kickstarter next time because the problems I'm having, I shouldn't be having these problems, and I shouldn't be only being contacted once a day. I contact these guys within an hour, usually 2 hours of when they contact me. Sometimes, within less than an hour. And then it takes them like 20, almost 24 hours to get back to me. 22 hours. It's like, sorry for complaining, guys. I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. You come in here to see me do some coloring or whatever. Well, maybe some chit chat. So, what have you been up to, my fellow Canuck from the real East Coast? Well, as you can see, I'm using the StreamYard, so I have put up the link for people to come on if they want to come on. But the other thing I think people want, I do think people want to know what's going on with the campaign too. But then again, I should have suspected something like this would happen because it wouldn't be my life if it didn't. I live what I like to call the Peter Parker life. Peter Parker can do anything, good, bad, or in between, and do it for whichever motive, especially if it's good, and somehow it'll come back to bite him in the ass. And I hate playing the damn victim card. I don't want to be no damn victim. I want to make the victims. No. Yeah, the stores here are starting to limit taking cash now. Wow. Yeah, I can see that because not wanting to get robbed. They, they're saying it's due to the low reserve from the federal government due to the virus. Yeah, I guess that's possible, but well, you know, I'm calling BS on this virus has been blown over proportion. Yeah, long time ago. Thanks. This is my drawing from Monday. I started coloring it last night, and me and Albert got into talking. I helped him learn a little bit of OBS, not OBS, Clip Studios, how to work it. He says I taught him more how to use it than the professional video. Heck, maybe I should make a video. Make myself go viral. I've got to still do a lot of corrections like this. Make this part here blue instead of brown. It's not the gun. Okay, so we went around, we got all the outside stuff done. We're gonna come back here, we're gonna use this bottom layer again as the thing to get an outer ring. And we're gonna go back to the top and try and get all the colors in. Actually, I should probably put in 2 other layers here. One, I can do the color right now because I know what it is. Easy enough. I'd have to go look up the color for the other. And that's the pupils. So we're gonna take that. 14. I think those are good. Let's see. We will erase this little part here. We'll have to Discord that a little later. If there's anybody in the back. I didn't hear any danger or anything, so well, let me go beyond that. I'll have to do that later too. I think I'm gonna go grab something to drink anyways myself. I am back. You know what? We're 40 minutes in. Nobody from the one group has joined. I'm going to see if anybody from the other group wants to join. There's literally no one watching. Oh, excuse me. Just gonna get down these things again. And then oh. Hey, Chad's back! Yay! might just get the layers all done. Is there somebody in the back? No. Hmm. Yeah, I think I got all the skin done. Blue, I gotta skin. Hey, Metal, how are you? Any exciting news in the comic scene? Not to my. And if you want to come on, Metal, there's a link in on Discord. One of the groups. Actually, I put it in both, so because it doesn't matter which one you use. I think you're in both one and two. You might have just saved the show for another hour. Well, thinking. I can check. Hey, Lady Celtic Moon, how are you tonight? Sick. Stomach upchecked in a trash can. Joy, oh joy. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Uh, I'll just give Lady Celtic Moon a better stomach. Settle her stomach so she can get well. So there's Moose. Not shaded yet or anything, but sounds like we got Pumping Metal in the background.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Metal.
How are you doing today?
Hello, hello, hello. What's new?
Oh,
You gonna be doing anything?
No. I mean, I am working on something. I just don't feel like sharing the screen, so you can get rid of me. I'm doing the screen tones and stuff on the manga.
So what's new?
You might be having another person hop in here too.
Cool, cool.
Oh, your favorite buddy?
John?
Yeah.
Cool.
He's just setting up his camera right now. I'm still in the hangout call with him, so he can hear everything I'm saying.
Yeah, decided to got some extra money, so decided to get StreamYards for the month.
Oh, so you have unlimited for the month?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Just don't. Was Evan here earlier? Does he know?
No, not yet.
Okay. Well, he probably was here. You know, he likes to lurk until you call him out.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of people like to lurk in my chat sometimes. Stay quiet.
Yeah, you sound pretty tired, Rick.
Well, after this, shortly after this, I'll probably go to bed. So I was out, and of course, I'm dealing with Indiegogo, my bank, and all that, trying to figure out what the hell's going on, why I'm not getting my money. And everybody's blaming everybody else.
Are they? Because I thought John was just blaming you.
Oh, well, I meant between Indiegogo and my bank.
Oh, okay.
Judge says, we're calling out Evan? Ooh. Very confident in the arm.
Well, he uses the elbow cough for a dab. Huh.
What's the about?
Oh, because I'm still on a call with John, and he's talking about like his camera setup doesn't go back over to Streamlabs. That's kind of weird, John. Oh, he was just wondering why I hunt or what? Huh? Yeah, I'm in two conversations at once. I'm just waiting for him to come over.
Yeah, that's always nice having two conversations at once.
Yes, you can set up a green screen on StreamYard.
Chad says John is in his bomb shelter.
Yo, I wish I had a bomb shelter. I should go dig one.
Would that just be the bomb?
Yeah.
To have a bomb shelter? And,
He's backstage.
Yeah, I have a little noise that comes on.
What up, Rick?
Not much, yourself?
Why are you working on this Moose character for the third day in a row now?
Because, well, I didn't get him finished shading and all that because of helping out to our friend.
Do that stuff off air.
Right?
Yo, John, mute yourself in the hangout while we're on air so I don't get an echo.
I'm an echo.
Oh, I guess it's not too bad. It's like only a slight delay, so you sound like a robot.
Oh, is that better?
Yeah.
All right. Rick, what? I gotta find your stuff on YouTube so I can go share it out. Hold on. Don't mind me. I'll just be in the background here for a second.
Yeah, well, nobody can see you. You're not doing anything except for talking, so.
Oh, you went through all this trouble to set up his camera.
Oh, what are you showing instead? That awful moose picture?
Yeah.
Got him. Let me see. YouTube.
Lady Celtic Moon says, well, tell John to get his ass over here. Say, I said so. But
that's a whole lot of sass coming off of Lady Celtic Moon.
You kind of have to respect it some.
As you can tell by now, Lady Celtic Moon, he is here.
I'm here now. It's okay. Cross Comics. There you are. Oh, you're competing directly, and you're probably his second biggest competitor with Ethan Van Sciver.
Who else is competing directly with him right now?
Rick Piper.
He said it was the second biggest competitor.
Oh well, I'm also going live in a minute too. Let's look at Chad. Even Chad says, "Look at John hasn't been here for a minute and so much hostility." Oh, she says she wants to say congrats on the little one. Rick, did you know that today I found out the gender of the baby we're going to be having? Of course you don't
your
know.
wife's your wife's pregnant again?
Oh my God. You see how much Rick watches my show? Good Lord.
Can't even pay attention to the state of his number one fan.
I know. I'm sitting in here. I know all the ins and outs and the idiosyncrasies of Rick's banking information.
Oh, I was saying your wife was his number one fan.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I know everything that Rick's been doing on a daily basis. He don't even know that my wife is pregnant. She's his number one fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's how it works. She's my number one fan. I'm not her number one fan.
Oh
She
man,
doesn't know everything I'm doing. Not
That
the
did it.
reverse.
that did it.
Like,
Now I'm gonna clip. I'm gonna clip that out of context. I could probably clip that in context and it would still make her angry. All right, so this is the channel. Copy. Did you share this out, Metal?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just me then.
Well, I just simply retweeted.
What could I say is happening over here? Rick's giving out the location to the Ark of the Covenant.
Rick, you know that location you haven't told me yet? The fuck?
I know there's debate over like quite a few places for it.
We're gonna have to go steal it. I mean, I would say give it back to the people of Israel, but I don't trust them.
Well,
Trust is earned.
I think at some point it is going to go back to them. If I
Yeah, you know, when they deserve it. And you know who will deserve it in the meantime? Me when I go and steal it. Because it's hard work stealing things.
I gotta at a bunch of people. I gotta at everybody I know.
well, that's impossible. They don't give me enough space to do that.
I only know like 4 people.
Yeah, man, you're overestimating how many people he knows.
Sure, probably am overestimating the number of people John knows.
So I guess the number of people are soon going to go up by 1.
Why?
Because he's
Oh,
having a
there's got
baby.
Well, okay, so are you having another daughter or are you having a son, John?
I'll let you know right now. Hold on. I'm typing out stuff. Who else do I know? Lady Celtic Moon. I'll get her in here.
Already in here.
Oh, damn it. Oh, here, Lady Gaga then. Maybe she'll come in here.
You know Lady Gaga?
Well, she's like one of the 4 people.
Yeah, he lives in California.
I know all the celebrities, Rick. I used to bag their groceries. Oh, that's a good one. We got Ron Paul in here. What else can we get in here? Trump will show up.
Where the heck is Elric? He's normally in
Drew
here.
Paddocks. Yeah, Sam Neill. Maybe Sam Neill will show up. All right, let's tweet this out. All right, hopefully they show up, Rick. I'll be very disappointed if they don't.
You'll be very disappointed if Lady Gaga doesn't show up.
Yeah. Wouldn't you be?
No.
I mean, don't you want her to be a big fan of the Crossverse?
I
It might
What?
lead her to
But-
better decisions.
True.
Wait a minute. Are you a member of Q, Rick? Because you may not be a fan of Lady Gaga if you're a member of Q.
What is cute?
Funny you should ask. No, I'm not going to go into that.
No, don't
Unless
you need
you really-
Mrs. Dillard for that anyway?
Yeah, she's a big Q conspiracy theorist. She thinks that Lady Gaga takes part in the ritualistic eating of babies.
I also take part in the ritualistic eating of babies, just not human ones. I really like veal.
Veal is gross. You're a gross person. What is
Yeah.
BTS? Rick is a BTS fan. What does that mean?
Isn't it like one of those Korean groups?
I don't know. I'm not up on that stuff.
I don't know.
So, Rick, tell me about this character Moose here.
Moose, he is
like
a
a-
naval officer.
He's like
He has
a
a naval-
he's like a Harry Potter school. He's riding a broom.
No, that's supposed to be a gun from World War II.
That's the Nimbus 2000. Rick,
But
can't pull the wool over my eyes.
I was right. There's a Korean band named BTS.
naval officer from World War II. He's part of is a superhero for World War II era.
Timothy Olsen says, "Hey, if you're ever on Indiegogo, look up Melvin #1." I did look up Melvin #1. Timothy sent me a message, and I went to go look up Melvin #1. It's not too bad. It looks almost like a Conan the Barbarian, but
I
the
like
guy,
Conan.
but the guy's name's Melvin.
It's like a
And the thing
very
is, no, his
not
face,
intimidating name.
his face looks like a Melvin, and it looks not intimidating. It's actually not that. It's not that bad. It looks pretty cool.
It's like a Dave the Barbarian type thing.
Possibly. I don't know. I'm not familiar with a lot of barbarian books. I don't think I'm familiar with any barbarian book.
Well, Dave the Barbarian is in a book. It was a children's cartoon show.
Oh, whatever metal.
Yes, thanks for coming by, Timothy.
It's a what?
I just said thank you for coming by, Timothy. I welcome him from coming by.
Hired to
Oh.
save a princess from a
Yeah.
PC cult. It's probably a play on words there.
I don't know. What kind of cult is it, Timothy? He said the book is going to be badass. Rick, this guy's making a lot of claims about his book on your channel.
Is it
It
his
does look
book or
pretty
somebody
good.
else's book? Yeah.
The campaign's under Timothy Olsen, so I'm assuming it's his book.
I'm not too sold on it though. There is an image, if I recall correctly in my head. There is an image where he's like kneeling, and his feet and his hands are both covered up by the grass, a la Rob Liefeld style.
Yeah, that's like the very first image on the campaign.
And I was like, huh. But all the rest of it looks pretty good. That one part was just a little bit suspect for me.
Yeah, I like this power pose where he's like holding this sharp pointed rock over his head.
Right? Yeah, that's not bad. Reminds me of that Hulk, the Incredible Hulk cover where that what's the guy's name? The Hulk had so many stupid enemies.
Yeah.
The leader.
I don't think I'd even be able to remember the name if you said it. Yeah, Timothy's saying PC normally means politically correct. It means politically correct.
Yeah, that's I was assuming
think-
it was a play on words on why he said PC cult.
Metal thought you were being clever.
Yeah.
Apparently you were not being clever.
You're just being direct.
So how does politically correct work in the barbarian age?
Especially because he's like running around showing his nipples.
I know, right?
Well, in that day and age, that would be politically correct. For him not to show his nipples would be politically incorrect.
Maybe. So Rick, I've been having some trouble thinking about a cover for the buckler.
Yeah.
It needs
Wow.
to be number one, the greatest thing you ever saw. Number two, it has to like really portray a sense of victory. Like the Nike of Samothrace, the statue. It has to be like it just has to ooze excellence and victory. The Buckler does. No, nobody else in the image has to, but the Buckler himself has to be like just. You look at him and you're envious.
Everyone else needs to be a sorry sap.
Yeah, they could be a sorry sack. You know, it doesn't really matter.
Well, you could possibly have, although you said this will happen in the comic, him standing over the Canadian Shield, with one foot on, like his chest, and Canadian Shield laid out.
You really think at this early in the comic the Buckler could lay out the Canadian Shield?
Oh,
You gotta
no.
work up towards that.
Oh, I'm just saying he could do it. Show that image,
I know he could do it, but okay. Timothy Olsen says, I try to be clever. He says, well, normally Marvel and DC Comics try to make SJWs as good guys metal, but it seems better to make them bad guys, and more importantly, make them a cult, because it seems like SJWs are cult-like.
No, I agree. Just wondering the context of it in a barbarian world. Like, I'm sure you could do it. I would just need to see the story to really get it.
Did you know this, Rick? That SJWs are cult-like?
Yeah.
Are you telling me that Timothy Olsen is not breaking any big news for you?
No, not from having watched, SJW clips and all that, how they are, single-minded and all that sort of stuff.
Single-minded.
Posing rhetoric,
purpose.
That can't be true. And when you give them facts to them.
Oh, okay.
Like,
He's going more John Carter. Okay, I can see that. So there is like this really sophisticated society out there.
I don't know. What are you asking me for?
Well, that's what he said. He's going think more sci-fi fantasy like John Carter, like the Prince of Mars.
I never read a John Carter book.
I just saw the movie.
Yeah, Princess of Mars is actually a good story.
They look super boring.
Oh, they might. They drag. You have to like really get invested.
I'm not saying they are. I'm saying they look. They appear like, if you look at the covers, they look really boring. And I exclusively judge books by covers.
Boring.
Speaking of judging a book by its cover,
that's why you need to come up with a great one for you.
Rick, I need a great cover. I need a cover that's going to knock your socks off. They're going to fly in the air, fold themselves, and put themselves into the dirty hamper. He says his book's going to be like a light R. I'm assuming like a rating, not like a.
No, he's talking about John Carter. If they went by the book, it would have been a light R, which is true.
You're talking about the movie.
Yeah, if the movie went by the book, it would have been a light R.
I couldn't watch that movie. That guy's horrific.
Yeah, I agree.
Lady Celtic Moon says, Buckler? What?
Is Buckler going to be a light R?
That Buckler is a hard R.
Hard R. Nice.
It's NC-17. It straddles the border between NC-17 and XXX.
Yeah. It's so hard you need a pirate to say that R.
Mm-hmm. I may hire one. It says, tell me about it, DD. Tell you about what? The Buckler? Wait, Lady Celtic Moon, you don't know about the Buckler? Well, anyway, so Rick, I need a very iconic pose, right? Not the pose, not the 1 foot up, strongman pose, but because that's kind of been done to death by you already. I mean, you even have an action figure of a statuette with that same pose. I can't copy that. It has to be new. So what I was thinking was this, right?
His shield's pointing upwards in that. He's not standing over top of anybody.
Do you mind if I tell Lady Celtic Moon about the Buckler?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, I'll start streaming in about 20 minutes, Lady Celtic Moon, then you can come over and I'll talk to you about the Buckler.
No, you can tell, of course. It's not.
Are you sure? I don't want to step on your toes, Rick.
That might be hard from California to step on my toes.
I'll figure out a way to make it happen.
He'll Paul Bunyan his butt up there.
But anyway, the buckler is my character. He is a. You know what? Let me. Rick, can I share a picture for a second or two?
Yeah.
All right. But will you show it?
Yes.
Okay.
You only turned us off because we weren't actively working on anything.
I have to figure these things out before I do them. Okay, let me find what's a good picture of the buckler that kind of sums him up that I have.
Other
And you
than
can
the
get
coaster-looking
the
image.
you can get the Ashcan and the buckler over on the Canadian Shield campaign, Lady Celtic Moon, for $10.
Yeah, that's true.
You've got a few pictures that really sum him up. Like there's the one of him in the chair that really gets like his personality.
Yeah, let me pull that one up. Okay, I'll pull that one up.
Chad says the buckler, the greatest anti-hero in the indie comic scene. Oh,
No,
my
no, not anti-hero. Villain.
God.
He's-
Timothy is saying, is that the character's name? Yeah, the buckler is his name. Or does he have a middle name?
his real name is Buck Lerman. Okay, let me show this picture. Okay.
Did you say that you were actually going to make like his first name Buck?
Yeah. Okay, let me share screen. Okay. Don't show me these tips again. Share my screen, application window, Clip Studio Paint, and share.
Well, you actually learn that if you read the Ashcan because it has to do with the Canadian Shield.
Right,
Buckler.
If you want to know the reason the buckler becomes the buckler, in the Ashcan that I made for Rick Piper's book here that he will be coming out with eventually, right, Rick?
Yeah, eventually. Even if I have to scrap this campaign and do it all back over on Indigo on Kickstarter again, everybody can go
And just
back
refund everybody their money and just do it again.
That's awful. All right, so
I hope it doesn't come to that, but
that's the worst thing I ever heard, Rick. All right, so anyway,
I think it's the worst thing ever, too.
yes, absolutely. Okay, so anyway, here's the buckler, right? So this is him. This is his costume as it is now, currently. The costume that he's wearing in the Ashcan that goes along with Rick Piper's book is his costume when he first starts being a superhero. It didn't quite work out for him. He didn't have what it takes to be a superhero. So what he decided to do was to use what his abilities and all that and rise to the top of the criminal underworld. He became a villain, essentially. And how he became a villain, why he became a villain, is in the Ashcan that you can get from Rick Piper's campaign. But this is him as he is now. And what he is he's essentially really, really torn between succeeding at villainy or getting back into the good graces of the city and becoming a hero again. He wants to do what's right, but he's not the smartest man in the world, and he has a tough time making those decisions. He is brash. He makes choices before thinking them through, and sometimes that comes back to bite him in the ass. And he also has a really hard time with authority and people telling him what to do. So and all these things combined make him a very difficult person to work with, and also it lends itself very easily to him succeeding easily in villainy. And what I'm working on right now is a full-size graphic novel, and I'm doing that almost every time I'm streaming. I'm talking about or doing something about that book. That's what I'm working on right now. So that's the buckler in a nutshell.
Timothy says maybe he can have a catchphrase: "Prepared to get buckled or bucked." Lady Celtic
Bucked. He's like, hey, buddy,
Get bucked.
you're bucked.
It's like a double meaning there.
He's like, hey, you're really bucked now.
Lady Celtic Moon says, "Oh, a standoff Buckler standing with a gun out pointing at the Canadian Shield guys face to face. Well, I'm not sure whether you can say he's face to face. How tall is the Buckler?
He's about 8'9".
Like face to pectoral.
The
How
buckler,
tall?
the buckler is 11 foot tall. No, he's a big dude. He is a very big dude. Here, you know what? Let me show you another picture here.
He
From
just the Canadian Shield makes everyone look small.
right. He's just not,
Yeah.
he's just not a genetic giant.
Let's see. The Chad says the Buckler is a hero of my eyes, like Doctor Doom. Elbow coughed. Timothy says he looks like an out of shape phantom.
Well, he's actually a much more in shape Phantom. Last time I saw Phantom, he was being portrayed by homeboy from Titanic. He didn't look too buff.
Chad says, "Do you have a chair like that, John?"
I do have a chair like that. Why? All right, so here's the Buckler. He just came home. This right here in the upper right hand corner. These are flags representing the Gateway 4. Now, the Gateway 4 are the heroes that are in this town, including a hero named Miss Maple, created by Kat. And she has a hero in this universe. And this group of heroes, they're not actually heroes. They're just kind of in it for the money. They're kind of like Instagram, YouTube famous heroes. They go around, they tell everybody not to do drugs. They put on shows, that kind of thing. But
They're like influencers.
they're like influencers, but in actuality, they're doing it all for the money, and they have nefarious means by which they do it. They're actually bad people, but they're the people that the town love. And these Gateway 4, they're trying to rally the people against the Buckler because everybody knows who the Buckler is, but can't nobody do anything about it because he's stronger than the average bear. He has the strength of like an actual bear. Or a moose.
Yeah,
even.
does he actually kill like a bear or something when he's up in the Arctic?
Yes, he does with his bare hands. He gets into a scrap with a bear, ends up taking its hide and wearing it. But he comes across these two ladies. They know who he is. These are ladies that are up to no good. But the Buckler can't be bothered today because the Buckler is all about the business, and he's headed off to go to handle some business. He just found out while he was up in the Arctic that his ex-wife is getting remarried to that bastard Todd Harrington, who was a news reporter in Winnipeg, Canada.
And took his freaking artifact, but he got it back.
And took his artifact. But he did get it back. And he's here, and he has to settle things. He has to get his house in order before he starts having fun, So let me see.
Celtic Moon says, "Okay, shoot a shot of him fighting the bear for your cover."
That would be
No, but
pretty
that's
good.
from like the previous story, though.
Yeah, it's a different story. That's the story of the Temple of the Polar Twilight. This story is different. This story is called Ascendancy. This is that bastard Todd Harrington here. Todd
But
Harrington's
you do
running
get
away.
like a little bit of the end of it at the beginning of this story.
Yeah, you're just catching the very end of the Temple of Polar Twilight. This is the end of the story here, where Harrington's taking off, getting away with the totem, getting in this helicopter to take off. But then let me show you what happens here next. After he gets in that helicopter, the Buckler finds out that he gets a phone call from his buddy Moose. I'm sorry, this is Bull. He gets a phone call from his buddy Bull, and he's like, "Hey, Buckler, your wife, she's getting married to Harrington, right?" And he can't believe what he's hearing, and he can only look at his phone as that helicopter's flying away. Tosses the phone to the floor, and he swears an oath of enmity against Todd Harrington, and that it swears to God that Harrington is a dead man, and he's going to be the one to do it. And he chases down Harrington and gets his totem bag. And that's kind of where this new story begins. This Buckler.
Yeah, but it's all in the same book, right?
Yeah, all in the same book. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like the little prologue part wrapping you up from the last story before the real story begins.
Mm-hmm. So that's the Buckler. He's very passionate. When you're with the Buckler, you feel like you're the only person in the entire world that exists, and he's paying complete attention to you. But as soon as you leave his presence, he forgets your name. He's just very passionate, a very direct person.
Yeah. Well, this page should look better than the one with him sitting down. He put more effort in this page. The one sitting down just captures his personality better.
Right. And he's a brooder. You know, he has kind of like that extreme bipolarism where you
The
just,
manic depressive.
Yeah,
The
just- he's either on top of the world or he's super pissed at everybody in the world.
Yeah, well, if it was colored, I would have said that one of the better pictures for showing him off would have been from the ash can with the flourish. But
Oh, yeah.
it doesn't really show everything off as well without color added to it.
That's true. Yeah. I think I have that. I can show that one. Let me see where that's at. Oh, and he also runs a bait and tackle shop. That's his hideout. You know, some people have think of it like an Italian mobster,
Like a
they
front.
like a front building for their hideout. His is a
Celtic Moon is Lady Celtic Moon that says, okay, does he have kids with from his wife?
yes, he does. He has
His
one.
wife?
He has one child.
Uh,
Her name is Marie, and his wife is named Linda. And where's the? Wasn't I working on page 12?
How old the kid going to be? I'd say in this book.
Say what?
How old is this kid going to be in this book? Or do
Oh,
you see
she's about 5 or 6 in this book here.
So basically, she would have been an infant in.
Right. She was a newborn. She was a newborn. Not necessarily like brand new, but she was born when the murder happened and he had to take off down to Texas.
So she doesn't really know her father.
Correct. She doesn't really know him. But he loves her.
Yeah, that sounds like a character arc right there.
Yeah, well, that is a character arc.
Chad says Buck Bundy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this is the Buckler Bait and Tackle. Wait, hold on. Let me see. There you go. There's the sign there. This is his building. This is his front, where he runs his criminal empire. He does not offer refunds, but he does sell cold beer. And
she's saying, okay, next novel is about his wife wanting to get remarried. Well, that's going to be in this one, right?
right, that is this book here. She is getting remarried, and she's getting remarried to Anchorman Todd Harrington, which is kind of like it's kind of like a double kick to the groin, because the Buckler, even though he doesn't like Harrington, he respects Harrington, and he hates the fact that she's marrying somebody that he actually has respect for.
Yeah, because in some way it's almost like marrying up.
Yeah. It's like, even if she marries somebody that was handsomer or richer or whatever,
Like it's not the Buckler.
he's not.
But
Yeah.
Harrington, on the other hand,
Because Harrington does, he's a reporter that he knows and respects, even if he doesn't like him. This
well,
is
there's also
actually,
that Harrington's the one that broke the story of him screwing up.
it is, yeah. Harrington
Yeah.
is the one that broke the story of him murdering that girl. And this is the girl. Her name is Laura. This is her father. This guy kind of waits outside of the Buckler Bait and Tackle, and he's a drunk now. He lost his marriage, fell apart after his daughter was murdered by the Buckler. He still wears the wedding band. He's been divorced for like over 3 years though. And every day he's just a drunk, and he hangs out outside of the Buckler Bait and Tackle, waiting for the Buckler to show up so he can yell at him and give him a piece of his mind. But it's been 4 years now, and or 5 years.
Todd's wife's boyfriend.
Right. And he's over it. He's over feeling sorry for what he did. He's apologized to this guy who knows how many times. He's not evil. The Buckler isn't evil. He's not an evil. He's not gonna like kick his ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got like his own set of morals and principles.
Yeah. He's just him being nice is him not kicking his ass and kicking him out or killing him. You know what I mean? That's kind of how he makes amends for what he does, So he's over the fact of feeling sorry. He doesn't really care. He's giving him a look of disdain, like, why don't you just get the hell out of here and go home already? It's been 5 years. Get over it. But of course, that's a terrible way to think. It's somebody's kid, somebody's child that he killed. So
Yeah.
this guy has reason to be upset. He has reason to try to give Buckler a piece of his mind. But you can see here that the buckler, he's kind of showing up, littering, throwing a cigarette on the floor. He's waiting for somebody to answer the door to let him in after hours. And that's when he hears this guy talking, which is why he's putting his hand on his head like, oh, Jesus, this guy again, you know. But, yeah. So you'll find out what happens when I finish the next page. But I mean, I'm loving the way the story's coming out so far. There's a lot of cool little Easter eggs that are going to be put into it. And overall, I just think this is like the more I think about it, the more ideas just kind of start flooding in. So I got to get like going really fast in this book because I want to do another one already, and I want to write more stories.
Celtic Wind says, notice he keeps adding a year every time.
Yeah.
Oh, no problem, Timothy. No problem. You have no problem. I have no problem here. People coming here and plugging stuff like that, as long as it's a decent comic and not too, how shall we say it, indecent. Although, heck, look, I'm letting John put the buckler up here, and look how indecent that is.
Yeah.
How is it indecent? I'm giving you the story here. Does it sound indecent?
Yeah.
What?
Well, we already said it was a hard R.
Well, yeah, it's going to be a hard R.
Back from that being indecent.
Oh, and here's a great double splash page here of the. This is the as the buckler arrives back home in Winnipeg from his copter ride and all that.
You
And
can
he's
switch it.
no, it's coming up right now. Oh, it's loading the file. Oh my God, look how slow it's loading. There it goes.
Big file. It's a double page spread.
That's true. So this one's already fully colored, but this is him kind of stepping out of the bus station, lighting a cigarette, which really doesn't make a lot of sense because he smokes cigarettes while he's on the bus, even though people are coughing and making a fuss. But what else is he going to do? He's a villain.
I'm an easy kind of guy going for that, letting people, promote themselves here. In fact, a couple years ago, I had a show on Saturday nights where I did that, promoted people, had them on, interviewed them.
That's
Wait,
true.
Celtic says John's keeping it cool. You gotta.
Yeah, Rick's one of the best guys when it comes to this stuff.
Oh, yeah, he is. Hey, the Art of Reed is here. What up, Reed?
Yeah, he's back. Actually, he was here earlier.
Welcome back. Yeah, well, I was talking about the buckler, Reed. So, yeah, this is going to be the probably the greatest book to ever grace your bookshelf. So I would definitely recommend heading over to Indiegogo and going to the sign-up page because there's a sign-up page for this book. Just go to Indiegogo and search The Buckler. And just put your email in, and if you put your email in, you get a free sticker.
Yeah, I gotta go do that.
and then you're all up on the know about what's going to be happening with the buckler. That's where I'm going to be putting all the pertinent information.
Yeah. When are you thinking of starting your campaign?
Hey, Rick, what's with the third degree over here?
That's the third degree.
Well, you're allowed to put your startup page as early as 6 months before you start it up. So
I don't know. It's probably before 6 months.
Yeah.
But I want to get the book half finished. As long as it's half finished, then I'll start the campaign.
And you're making pretty good pace too.
Yeah.
For as busy as you are. Like this pace is really good.
Timothy says it's just hard promoting things and getting people interested. Trust me, I know, Timothy. I did a campaign at the beginning of this year for 2 months, so I know what it's like.
It's a trudge. It's a trudge through the mud, through the swamp. It's hard. And every day it gets harder. Every day you get covered with more mud, and it takes more energy to lift your foot out and take another step forward.
And you're hoping with how much you promoted people in the past that there'd be more turnaround.
And especially when things don't go as fast as you would like. That's the hardest part. Sometimes keeping it up when things look grim.
Yeah, Chad Middleton got it right. He says a masterpiece isn't rushed. That's right, Rick. Don't rush me.
I wasn't trying to rush you.
He just wanted to have an estimate.
For everybody out there, so what they know when to save their money for.
Well, if they get into the mailing list, it'll tell them.
Yep, all the updates on timeline, and business stuff like timelines and things like that, that'll be updated if you're on the mailing list. Timothy says, I might as well still be homeless selling art in the street. Still, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
That's what it always feels like. It never stops.
Oh, this is going to be his first Indiegogo.
Yeah.
Are you? Is his campaign active right now, or is it
I think
upcoming?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh.
can back it. It's active
Okay,
right now.
this is not my drawing. What is this?
It's 15%.
I think maybe for the last 20 minutes, I can go back.
He'd actually go back to his thing. Yeah.
I've seen this for 5.5 hours already. Why I gotta keep looking at the same picture?
Yeah,
Actually, this is
I've
almost
seen this
like
for
the third stream you've
hours.
been working on the same one, right?
Yeah, each stream is 2 hours. This is already the 5.5 hour. Looking at it.
Hey, well, we just spent the last 20 minutes.
I'm kidding, Rick. God.
Yeah, I know. I'm playing along with ya.
Timothy says he's literally learning as he goes. That's the best way to do anything. So anyway, I was talking about this cover, right? So I'm like, I'm really at a. This is really important to me. I really, really want this cover to shine. I want it to be dynamic. I want it to be, beautifully colored. I want it to look amazing, And I'm having a hard time making a decision. I'm having I don't know, what do they call that when fear is paralyzing you from making a decision?
Anxiety.
I'm having crippling anxiety, Rick.
Yeah.
What do I do? Give me some godly advice, Rick.
Pray.
Rick, will you pray for me?
Sure.
Not live, not right now, but but later.
Yeah, well, for sure.
Timothy says, "What about him
what?
walking away from an explosion?" Oh, that'd be pretty good. I like that idea.
That sounds good.
Yeah, GTA 5 style.
Says, wanted a poster of the buckler. Like I said, first link, one of the links in my description, you go over to Indiegogo. Yeah, let me actually do that.
He can say, "Whoops." Well, Metal had a really good idea for a cover, because I wanted to also have like really bold and really simple composition. I don't want it to be a very busy cover, but I want it to be really impactful. Elric says, "I come in here and I hear Dillard. What up? What up? What up, Elric?" No, and his idea was have him, because I wanted him after, because he's going to get in a really big fight, and whether or not Rick approves of my story, that depends on what the really big fight is going to be, because he has some resentment towards Rick's character, the Canadian Shield. There's a little bit of resentment going on, and if he could in this book have an encounter with the Canadian Shield and an epic revenge battle.
Well, I already told you could have that.
Yeah, because they're like an alternate universe, so it's not like it's his shield.
It is, but it isn't.
Yeah, it's like the same character in that universe.
So what I'm saying is, like, the thing is, I have a story in my head that I really want to do, and if Rick doesn't give me the green light on that story, because it may have the buckler taking advantage of the shield and causing the shield to possibly hurt women and children on accident. So I'm going to run this story by Rick, and if he gives me the green light, then I'm going to have an epic revenge battle between the buckler and all of his goons against the Canadian Shield. As the ultimate climax of the story. If not, the climax of the story is going to be the buckler and his goons versus the entire city of Winnipeg that's protesting the buckler after which sounds, it's so
horrible.
It's so horrible now, but this, I'm promising you, I wrote this story before these riots started happening. But It's the thing is the buckler is gonna go and super kick the living hell out of Todd Harrington while he's live on air and kidnap him. And the city, who is in love with their anchor man, Todd Harrington, is gonna rise up and they're gonna go and try to fight the buckler. So either way, there's gonna be a big battle at the very end.
Our chest, but the Canadian Shield is basically All Might. Yeah, for those that watch My Hero Academia. So yeah, you can get the buckler here, the buckler Ashhead for $10. That does include shipping. It says it's 8 pages, but it got expounded to 14, I believe, right, John?
You have the files. Huh? I think it is 14 or 16. I don't know.
I think I have the files too.
Yeah, I think it's 16 pages or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's a black and white Ashcan. This is the story of how the buckler became a villain.
And of course, you can also, while you're there, maybe you can get some of these will have the buckler for $5 extra. Like you can get this with the $5 extra with Minor John's, the Canadian Shield #1. Or, there it is with the Ashcan.
What up, Don Chin? Rick, you have Don Chin in the chat, the creator of,
Don.
Don Chin.
No, not a fan. But here, if I come down a bit here, that's some of the art of the Canadian Shield.
He says the buckler climbing up a snowy mountain with the strong winds blowing in his face. Well, I do have a picture like that. Let me see. It's actually the very first page of the book. He's chasing down Harrington. Let me open that up.
No.
It's
I'll
a
show that off.
it's a splash page of the buckler. It's the very first page of the book, and this is during the prelude of the temple of the.
Give me a sec, John. I'm showing off some pictures of the buckler Ashcan right now.
Yeah, I see it. I'm just talking about the Chad Middleton's idea.
Well, we used to read Captain Canuck by George Freeman. Actually, the guy that created Captain Canuck was Richard Conley. I've met him in person. So yeah, here's some pictures of the buckler before he loses his cape.
Oh, you think that's funny, do you? Yeah, this is the flourish that Metal was talking about.
Yeah, that's a nice flourish.
Because he wants to be really impressive. He wants to show the whole city that look how big my cape is and how heroic I am.
On his back.
Oh yeah, you can see his buckler back there. Yeah. But yeah, that's the buckler there.
Yeah, I actually just counted all the pages. The file is 20, but of actual content you have 14 pages.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, this is the buckler of him climbing up a snowy hill. He's actually chasing down Todd Harrington. Harrington bested him in a battle of wits and took off with the totem. And so now the Shield pulled out his 45 and he's taking off after Harrington. He's gonna get his prize the old-fashioned way. And he's kind of talking to himself here, talking about how you're not gonna get away, Harrington. You're old and you're a bastard, and I'm the buckler, and I'm young and hot and cool, and I'm just getting warmed up.
Oh, you thought that was pretty cool, Elric? Because I'm keeping credit for coming up with the idea of using the buckler's cape.
That's a cool way how the Canadian Shield just confiscated the cape from the buckler.
That was my idea.
This is and this is actually the bear that he fought, the grizzly bear that he fought. He took its skin. He's wearing it now because the buckler heard that there was something cool happening up in the Arctic, but he didn't realize that it was that cold up there. So he went up there he bought a hat because it had the same emblem as the top of his head.
Yeah,
it had a little black stripe. He's like, "This is great." So he bought a little hat. I mean, that's all he took with him to the Arctic during the polar night.
Where it like drops even colder than normal.
Yeah, so he had to find himself a bear to slay so he could wear his skin, and that the scratches you see on his arms are kind of a remnant of that battle.
So when he found the bear, he was able to bear the cold.
Exactly, and no pun intended, right, Ray?
Well, I mean, it could be the cover of like the board game or wherever he does with that story, but that's the previous story. You don't want that to be the cover of this one.
It would be a really cool cover.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that the cover for the whole book, right, John?
Correct.
Yeah.
So
You want something that represents the core story of the book.
Right. Well, let me tell you, it's like this, Rick. This story, the Temple of the Polar Knight, where he's in the Arctic, that does not take place in this book. Just the very end of that story.
Okay.
The actual full story.
Eventually, you're going to go back and do a prequel book.
Correct. The core story of the Temple of the Polar Twilight is going to be taking place in a couple of different modules in a board game, a Buckler board game, which is going to be canon.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be super fun. It uses miniatures and everything. It's going to be so good. I can't wait for it myself.
And so you're going to create a little comic to go along with that board game or something like that?
Right. What I'm going to create is I'm going to create modules. There's going to be about 4 different comics that go along with it, but it's mainly going to be just the story, and you'll play through in 4 different scenarios.
Cool.
And one of those will probably have him fighting a bear on the cover.
Because it would be a really good cover.
Yeah, it would.
When appropriate.
Oh my god! I almost threw my back out right now. I'm so excited over the Buckler. But yeah, so that's my idea. I think it's gonna work out well. But yeah, these like for instance, let me show you another one here. It's a picture of where is it at? No, that's not it.
Timothy says the Buckler looks better than the Canadian Shield. Yeah, I'm not the greatest artist. Hopefully for my next comic book, I will get somebody better than me for drawing.
Better than me.
Get my money. That's what I plan on doing.
Yeah, see, this was what kind of had the idea. This was just to put in a filler, but this was the idea for, like, if I just put the cover on there real fast. But it needs to be way more dynamic. It needs to be centered, of course. It needs to be really cool. And I wanted to have him sitting down with his knuckles all bloody, having just gone through this epic battle, and just smoking a cigarette and having a big smile on his face. Like, just he's very satisfied with himself. And like maybe riding a bus back, or riding a subway car back home. You know what I mean? But Metal had a fantastic idea, which was, after you get into a really big fight and you do well and you feel good, you want to treat yourself. And maybe I'm going to have him sitting in like a crowded movie theater, just cracking up at a movie, but all beat up and his costume all torn to pieces, which would make a really good visual with the stadium seating of a theater, where you can kind of see all these people behind him reacting to him, drinking,
kind of like tears down and. Yeah.
Right, like drinking and smoking and being an obnoxious jerk, and inside of a movie theater that's playing like Frozen 2 or something,
Or, well, Victorious, maybe have him. I know it's probably been done too. Almost everything's been done. You can have him.
Chad Milton says instead of the chair, maybe the bear.
He's really fixed on this bear.
Damn it. Oh, I almost died.
Ulrich says the Buckler holding Yogi Bear's head. Okay, Hanna-Barbera, you're next.
Hanna-Barbera.
Yes, maybe him, on one of the taller buildings of Edmonton, looking over the city, just saying, "You're mine," or something like that.
It could be. It could also be like where he can get like maybe a portion of the city. Yeah. Like, how like Batman, the Gotham City is broken into like some districts, and the Falcons run one area, and some other crime bosses run another area.
Oh, he just seized a district.
Yeah, he just sees the district, and you get all the hoodlums having to come and kiss his hand or something.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad either.
Chad Middleton says this bear needs to be a side character.
Yeah, like I was saying before too, like one of the reasons too that the movie theater hit me is because the reflective light from the screen would make like for really good dynamic lighting for the cover.
It would, yeah. What's the bear's name? The bear don't have no name.
The bear's name is Deceased.
That bear's dead, man. Damn, Rick, you got like 9 people watching right now.
Cool. I think that's halfway. Grab the duck for a month, so hopefully I can have the money to get it next month too. That way I can have some people on, 2 or 3 people on, and bring out more people.
That's one dead bear, Dillard. Yeah, he's dead. But the thing is, the buckler's going to be. I don't know if you know this, Rick. I don't even know if you're ready for this. But you know what? I'm gonna spoil it. I'm gonna spoil it. Let me share this last image with you, okay? And this image isn't even finished. This is page 9 and 10. I'm sorry. This is page 8. Actually, it's leading up to 9 and 10. I'll spoil it. Hold on a second.
It might be good too. I can almost lend them to you too. I have crime bosses that they're trying to run the country too. Under the things. Yeah, their main bases are further away. So
wait a minute. Are you talking about that pig man?
No, he's small time compared to the 2 or 3 others that I have.
Oh, okay. All right. So look at here. This is the buckler. This is him. This is after he tells Harrington that he's a dead man, and he's throwing off his bear cape, and he's getting ready to run. And then right here, he breaks into a full sprint, and he says, "I'm coming for you, you rat bastard." And then he's in the helicopter, and he's yelling. He has his hand on the seat, and he's yelling at the helicopter pilot. He's like, "Go faster! The buckler's coming for us!" And they're already about 100 yards away from the cliff edge, And the pilot is telling him, "Hey, buddy, why don't you take a seat? We're already too far out. Sit back. You're gonna hurt yourself, right?" But then right here, you got the bottom. I haven't finished this yet, but this is the buckler, and he's booking it full sprint, and he's gonna make that jump. He's gonna make that jump, that over 100-yard jump to that helicopter, because inside of what Harrington has, that pouch that Harrington had, that totem, that stone totem, where's that at? Did I pass it up already? Yeah, this totem right here. The black beadiness, the hollowness of the eyes of the totem start to glow a golden color with a golden electricity, because that totem has already chosen a host for its power, and that host is the buckler. So as he's running, he's going to start to spark off golden electricity, and when he makes that jump, you're going to see it from underneath. You're going to see the jump happening across that span of water. You're going to be like water level, and you're going to be looking up, and you're going to see the buckler jumping. And as he's jumping, not only is he throwing off electricity, there's also going to be a shadow figure behind the entirety of it. And you're going to see a mythical Native American god moose also jumping with the buckler and giving him the strength and power of his hindquarters to make that leap.
As the buckler unlocks his stand from JoJo's.
As the buckler unlocks the next level of power. The power of the moose.
Stunned.
Yeah, I think you showed some of that off screen before to us, or to me and a few others. But now
I've seen almost all of this off stream.
Well, it is 12:01, people.
Which is why if you look really closely, there's an emblem burned into the back of the buckler here on his upper back, and it's the symbol. It's the symbol of the moose horns.
John Kitten says it's like Bullwinkle and Rocky Powers. And Ulrich says, wait, the buckler uses totems for superpowers? That's awesome. Not many heroes use totems. Well, that said, thanks. It is 12 o'clock here where I am. It's time for me to hit the hay. Or very quickly. So, thanks, Metal, for coming on, and thanks, John, for coming on.
Oh, thanks for having me on, Rick.
Anything you want to promote, Metal, before we?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really working too much of my normal stuff, but you can still check out xdynamuschaos.com and the manga that I have been working on that some people have been watching your stuff, saw me work on here in the past. All the pages I have finished are available on the website. It's currently the top post on the page. So just go to xdynamuschaos.com. I'll probably just leave it in the chat real quick.
Well, our work, as I said, it's 12 here, not there, here, where I am. And although we seem to have been doing it for the last 40 minutes or so, you want to promote anything? Here, Timothy, I'm going to give you a quick, make you a mod for a few minutes here. So you
let him promote his Melvin comic.
There. Timothy, you're now mod for the remainder of this. So, well, John promotes whatever you would like to
I'm
do.
gonna drop John's link for the mailing list in the chat too.
Oh yeah, right there. Model's going to drop a link to the Indiegogo project. That's a mailing list. If you sign up early for the Buckler, you get a free sticker. I'm also going to be giving away something else for free. I haven't decided on what that is yet. It's going to be cool though, and it's going to be Buckler related. So make sure to hop onto that. Also, head on over to my channel and subscribe. I have a channel called Dillard Draws on YouTube, and I talk about my comic there, my ideas. Sometimes we do collaborations where we kind of decide on things where sometimes I'm horribly indecisive, and we kind of, a Buckler condom, no mallet, no.
I mean, I guess maybe if Mallet wants to put the work in for you there.
Buckler would not use a condom. What are you talking about? But, subscribe and come on over. We'd love to have you over there. And thank you very much, Rick, for having me on and hosting and letting me talk about the Buckler, all that stuff. A Buckler can opener, that would work.
Yeah.
That would work. A bottle opener. But,
okay, everyone.
yeah, that's it.
Thanks for coming out. Thanks to Metal and John for coming on. Hopefully we'll have people on every night while I'm on. I'll be on tomorrow on Twitch at noon and back here tomorrow night at 10. I'll probably be coloring some other character at that point. I'm pretty much finished this, so I may or may not subject people to the last little bit of this shaving and say. So yeah, thanks for everybody for coming by in the chat and participating. And hopefully you had a good time. Remember to like, share, subscribe if you've yet to. And see you tomorrow. So bye for now. God bless. Love you all.
Bye. Subscribe to Cross Comics.